You ever wonder what really separates a professional, solid app from one that just, well, breaks all the time? It's not magic, I promise you. It's more like a hidden safety net, a secret weapon that keeps our entire digital world from falling apart. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that exact system, exception handling.
But first, let's start with a feeling we all know. You're right in the middle of a game, about to beat the final boss, or you're typing out a super important message, and then, poof, the app just disappears. It crashes. It's so frustrating, right? So what's the deal? Why does that even happen? Now, your first thought is probably, bad code, or it's just another bug. And yeah, sometimes that's true. But honestly, more often than not, it's because the program stumbled into a situation it was just never built to handle. It ran into the unexpected. And that brings us right to our first big idea here. What happens when perfectly good, well-written code runs headfirst into a really, really bad situation? I mean, think about it like this. Code is just a list of instructions, right? But what if you give it an impossible instruction? Like, what if you tell your calculator app to divide a number by 0? Or you tell your photo editor to open a file that you deleted last week? The code itself could be perfect, but the situation? It's impossible. And that's exactly where things start to fall apart. So in the programming world, this impossible event, this disruption, actually has a name. It's called an exception. You can think of it as something that just completely shatters the program's normal step-by-step flow. And if there's no plan in place for that disruption, the program's only choice is to just give up and shut down. In other words, to crash. So how do the pros prevent this? How do they build software that doesn't crash when the unexpected happens? Well, it's pretty cool, actually. They give the code its very own emergency response plan. And that plan is what we call exception handling. And this isn't about scrambling to fix a bug after it's already caused a problem. Nope. This is a proactive strategy that's built right into the software from the beginning. It's a set of instructions that basically says, hey, when something weird and unexpected happens, don't panic, don't shut down. Instead, do this. It lets a program handle errors gracefully. Here's probably the best way to think about it. A program just doing its thing is like a totally calm, normal day. Everything's going exactly to plan. But an exception? That's the 911 call that shatters the calm. It's the fire alarm blaring, the medical alert. It's an event that demands an immediate and, more importantly, a planned response to stop a total disaster from happening. Okay, so how do programmers actually write this emergency plan into their code? Well, it's all about setting up this safety protocol that's designed to literally catch these errors before they can do any real damage. This protocol usually has 3 main steps. First up, you've got what's called a try block. This is the danger zone. It's where you tell the program, okay, try to run this piece of code, but be on high alert because something might go sideways here. Now, if an error does pop up, the program immediately tosses it over to the catch block. This is your response team. It catches that specific error and kicks off a backup plan, like maybe showing a friendly error message to the user instead of just crashing. And last but not least, you have the finally block. This is the cleanup crew. No matter what happens, error or no error, this bit of code always runs to clean up the mess, like making sure a file gets closed properly. And it gets even smarter than that. You know how in real life you wouldn't call the fire department if you needed an ambulance? It's the same idea here. A programmer can set up different catch blocks for all sorts of different exceptions. The plan for a file not found error looks way different than the plan for a can't divide by 0 error. It's all about having the right response team for the right emergency. But here's the thing. Great programmers don't just sit around and wait for emergencies to happen. They can actually be proactive. They can be the ones to signal that a problem has occurred. They can sound the alarm themselves. And this really comes down to 2 key ideas, throw and throws. Using throw is the action. It's like you, the programmer, pulling the fire alarm right now. You are manually triggering an exception because you've spotted a problem, like a user trying to withdraw more money than they actually have in their account. On the other hand, throws is the warning sign. It's like putting a warning fire hazard area sign on a piece of code. It's a heads up that says, hey, be careful, an emergency might happen in here, so whoever uses this needs to be ready for it. So when you start putting all these pieces together, you've got the try-catch safety net, you've got the proactive throw alarms, you really level up. You're not just writing code anymore, you're engineering truly unbreakable software. And make no mistake about it, this isn't some abstract theory from a computer science textbook. This is the hidden architecture, the backbone, inside your banking app, your favorite video game, the web browser you're using this very second. It's the stuff that keeps them stable, reliable, and honestly trustworthy.
This all leads to a sort of code of conduct for what you might call defensive programming. The best developers, they never ignore an alarm. An empty catch block, that's like hearing the smoke detector go off and just putting in earplugs. They're also specific, always using the right plan for the right emergency. They always clean up after themselves with finally, and they communicate risk clearly to other parts of the program. It's what makes them pros.
You know, this quote from our source material really just says it all. The gold standard for professional software isn't just to build something that works most of the time. It's to build software that actually anticipates the unexpected and is tough enough to handle it without ever failing. That is the true power of exception handling. So, we've seen the emergency response plan that literally keeps our digital world from collapsing. It kind of gets you thinking, doesn't it? What's the safety net in your own work or even in your own life? What's your plan for when the truly unexpected happens?